All right, welcome back. This is going to be a pretty quick one, but I just want to talk about camera management a little. Um, so yeah, let's have some fun with that. I This is taking off right from the last video. Like in this case, I have one camera right here. I lined it up specifically with my character. But what if I wanted to toggle between cameras? Unfortunately, Unreal doesn't have like a great system for this. I've been looking for something better. You kind of have to hack it because usually what you're working with is like there's a pawn blueprint, and when you inhabit that pawn, whatever camera's inside of it, what you're doing is the active camera. Um, I think with the virtual production stuff coming out, there's got to be a better system coming out soon. But for now, this is the hackiest, fastest way to kind of get established that I've seen. Um, and that's kind of using our level blueprint as a camera manager. So just for that case, I'm going to rename this one to, just to make it easier, camera, actor, or just full body, give it like a kind of specific names. Copy paste this. Maybe this one will be like right in at the head. I'm really happy with how this lighting turned out. It's very dramatic. In this pose, you could get like a whole calendar photo shoot kind of vibe here. Okay, so let's call this one like a face, and then we'll do one more camera. Control Z. I want to mix it there and copy paste that. And this one's going to be a little more like, I don't know, we'll see, just a different angle. Let's do one like a more higher up and tip down on the body. Perfect. I guess this is a full body too. I'll go back and I'll call this one full body face offset. Let's just call it full body left and full body right. We don't need to get too. And I'm going to select full body left and come back to my level blueprint. If you remember, in blueprints, open level blueprint, right click, create a reference to full body left, our other one already updated, and then face, full body face. So all that we're doing here is I showed you a little bit that last time, that set view target with blend. If I turn off context sensitive, set view target, and then we just want to make sure our target is getting a reference to our player controller. I don't totally know why, because I think we're kind of misusing this piece of code. And our view target is our camera. And now I'm just going to copy paste this. So just to clean up, basically I'm going for the same system I showed you in that blueprint with like the facial morphs. I'm going to grab these, bring them down. I don't need my event tick, so I'm going to delete that. I don't want this on event begin play yet. I probably will at some point. But on event begin play, I want to say enable input. Like I was talking about before, every blueprint you need to say enable input, get player controller, which is our keyboard. Now I can't use the 1, 2, 3 key, so I'll use a Q key. There it is, keyboard events. And I guess I shouldn't use, no, W will be fine because like we're attaching it to the camera. Normally I wouldn't like this because W is like always move forward in games, but we're just winging it. And then E, key. Maybe I just keyboard event to get more specific. There we go. And then I'm also, I hate that this is terrible code, but we just want also that we want one camera to be established when we start this up. So I'm also dragging off my event begin play. So this is both the Q key and when the game starts, it's receiving 2 inputs. Let's hit play. And now if I want to go to, I can't remember which is which, but now I have these different camera shots I've set up that allow a different kind of vibe for each thing. And remember, this is still working, so I can tap this out. So you can see where we're getting into a little bit more of like a TV show kind of vibe, or something where you could be live conducting some kind of like virtual production. You can set up different camera shots around like a space you build around different characters. I'm not going to be able, I'll try and find another tutorial. I'm not going to be running this tutorial in this section, but you can also set up your skeletal meshes to have look at targets. So we could also set something up where your character is always looking at whatever camera is active, so that there's a real sense of kind of like connecting with the quote-unquote audience. And then just and some other things is like right now we're doing kind of a binary switch. So let me hit escape. In the controls here, there's also your blend time. This actually will automatically find a way to blend between cameras. And you don't need to specify which one. It's just like whatever one was your previous one and whichever one you're going to. Now, let's see here, whoop. And this cube, if I actually move WASD, or not a cube, it's a, whatchamacall, it's kind of like burying the lead on this effect I was trying to show you. Let's take a step back, because we need to address that. There's a sphere that appears sometimes. It took me a while to figure this out. It's kind of annoying. We're not working with a pawn, like we haven't set like the game mode, what's the default player pawn and stuff. Unreal Engine does something where it's like, wait, there's no pawn. Okay, I guess I'll build a default pawn because you must have forgotten to, and it'll always show it with a sphere. The way to get around that, sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. It's like, or it's in a part of the level you wouldn't see. The way to get around it is, I believe, to say, I think you can get player. Actually, I don't need to drag off here. Just say get player pawn and say set visibility, or set actor hidden in game. That's it. And we're going to turn that on so when the game's running, this actor is hidden. And now we won't see that sphere. So that's the way to get around that. That was the one thing I wanted to look at. Now I shouldn't be upstaged. So coming back to this, now that we had the blend time between our cameras, you can see, and I'm not letting it finish, so it's my own fault. I can zoom in and out. So that's entirely up to you what your preference is. If and it could be different cameras. If you want them to blend between each other, like a camera tracking shot, and sometimes it is like that one. Which one was it? That sometimes it's not perfect. You almost want to set up your own camera tracks, or you could set it to 0 and it'll just be a hard cut. So yeah, that's all this video. It's a pretty quick one just on how you can get up different cameras and use your keyboard to control them.